You could be doing everything right, eating healthy, walking daily, taking your medications, but still feel tired, stiff, or low. The reason might be something surprisingly simple: a lack of vitamin D3. After age 50, your body's ability to absorb and activate this crucial vitamin begins to drop dramatically. And that small deficiency? It could be affecting your bones, your mood, your immune system, even your heart. Today, we're diving into the science, symptoms, and natural solutions to get your D3 levels right, without guessing, wasting money, or risking side effects. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's explore why vitamin D3 might just be the silent key to better health after 50. Vitamin D3 isn't just another supplement on a crowded shelf. It's a hormone-like vitamin that supports nearly every system in your body, from your bones to your brain. Yet, shockingly, nearly 60% of adults over 50 in the U.S. are deficient in vitamin D3. And most don't even know it. You might be thinking, but I get some sun. I eat healthy. How could I be low? Here's the thing. After 50, your skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. Your kidneys and liver, which help activate D3, slow down too. Plus, if you spend more time indoors, especially in winter, or if you have darker skin, take certain medications, or have gut issues, you're even more at risk. In the next few minutes, we'll break down why D3 matters more than ever after 50, subtle symptoms of deficiency most people ignore, how to test your levels and fix them naturally. Let's begin with the hidden role this vitamin plays in your everyday health. Vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol, is technically a prohormone, not just a vitamin. That means it acts like a hormone, sending signals throughout your body to regulate major systems. Here's what D3 is quietly doing behind the scenes. 1. Bone health and calcium absorption. Your body can't properly absorb calcium from your food unless vitamin D3 is present. Without it, bones become brittle, leading to osteopenia or osteoporosis, especially dangerous after menopause. 2. Muscle strength. Studies show that seniors with healthy D3 levels have better balance, coordination, and muscle function. That means fewer falls, fewer fractures, and more independence. 3. Immune support. Vitamin D3 helps activate white blood cells, your body's front line of defense against viruses and infections. Research links D3 deficiency to higher risk of colds, flu, and even autoimmune conditions. 4. Mood and mental health. Low D3 is strongly associated with depression, anxiety, and brain fog, especially in older adults. That's because it helps regulate serotonin, your brain's feel-good chemical. 5. Heart and circulation. D3 helps reduce inflammation, regulate blood pressure, and support arterial health. Some studies even suggest a link between low D3 and increased risk of heart attack or stroke. In short, this one vitamin affects your bones, muscles, mood, immune system, and cardiovascular health. But here's the catch. Your body can't store D3 long-term. You need to keep replenishing it daily. And if you're over 50, the odds are stacked against you unless you're actively working to maintain it. So how do you know if you're low? Vitamin D3 deficiency isn't always obvious. In fact, many people live with low levels for years without knowing, blaming their fatigue, aches, or sadness on just getting older. But that slow-burning deficiency? It leaves clues. And if you know what to look for, your body is already telling you something. Here are some of the most common symptoms. 1. Fatigue that doesn't go away. You wake up tired. Coffee barely helps. Even light activity wears you out. This isn't just poor sleep. It could be your cells crying out for vitamin D3. 2. Bone or back pain. D3 is essential for calcium absorption. Without it, your bones, and especially your spine, start to ache. Chronic lower back pain in older adults is often linked to low D3. 3. Muscle weakness. Feeling shaky, unstable, or having trouble getting up from a chair. Vitamin D3 plays a huge role in maintaining muscle strength and coordination. 4. Depression or low mood. Studies show that people with low D3 levels are more likely to experience symptoms of depression, especially in winter. That's because D3 helps regulate serotonin, your brain's natural mood booster. 5. Frequent illness. Getting sick more often than usual? D3 is critical for immune defense. If your levels are low, you're more vulnerable to colds, flus, even chronic infections. 6. Slow healing. If your cuts, bruises, or surgical wounds take longer to heal, that could be another sign of insufficient D3. 7. Hair loss or thinning. While often caused by other issues, low vitamin D has been linked to hair loss, especially in women over 50. 8. Poor sleep quality. D3 helps regulate melatonin and your circadian rhythm. When you're low, your body struggles to wind down and stay asleep. Most people experience a few of these symptoms, but chalk them up to age, stress, or diet. But if you're over 50 and noticing a pattern, it's time to take a closer look. Fortunately, there's a simple way to know for sure. So you suspect you might be low on vitamin D3. The good news? There's a quick, easy, and inexpensive way to find out. A simple blood test called the 25-hydroxy vitamin D test, or 25-OHD for short. This test measures the amount of circulating D3 in your bloodstream and gives you a number, usually in nanograms per milliliter, Ing/ml. But here's where it gets tricky. Most labs consider 20 nanograms per milliliter as the minimum for normal. But many functional medicine doctors, and even new research, suggest that you need at least 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter for optimal health, especially after age 50. Why? Because the minimum threshold only prevents rickets or severe deficiency. It doesn't reflect optimal immune, brain, or bone function. So what should you aim for? Below 20 nanograms per milliliter, you're deficient. Symptoms are likely and action is needed. 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter, still too low for full body protection. 30 to 40 nanograms per milliliter, better, but not ideal, especially if you're older or have chronic conditions. 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter, optimal range for most adults. Over 100 nanograms per milliliter, too high. This could cause toxicity and should be avoided. You can request this test from your doctor or even order it online and do it at home with a finger prick kit. It's one of the most cost-effective tools for preventing long-term illness. And once you know your number, you can take steps to raise your levels safely, without guessing or overdoing it. Because when it comes to vitamin D3, it's not about more is better. It's about finding your personal sweet spot. Once you know your vitamin D3 levels, the next question is, how do you raise them naturally, safely, and effectively? The good news? There are 3 reliable ways. Let's start with the most natural one. 1. Sunlight, the body's built-in vitamin D factory. Your skin can make its own D3 when exposed to UVB rays from the sun. Just 15 to 30 minutes of direct sunlight on your arms, face, or legs can trigger significant production. But here's the catch. After age 50, your skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight to D3. And if you live in northern states where sunscreen all the time or stay mostly indoors, you may not be getting enough even in summer. Also, during winter months, the sun's angle is too low in many areas to produce any meaningful D3. So sunlight helps, but it's often not enough as we get older. 2. Food sources. Helpful but limited. Only a handful of foods naturally contain D3. These include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, cod liver oil, egg yolks, fortified dairy, and plant-based milks. But even with a healthy diet, it's hard to get more than 10 to 20% of your daily needs from food alone. That's why D3 deficiency is so common, even in people who eat well. 3. Supplementation, the most reliable method after 50. For most adults over 50, the most effective way to maintain optimal D3 levels is with a high-quality supplement. Look for vitamin D3 cholecalciferol rather than D2. It's better absorbed and longer lasting in the body. Dosage matters. If you're low, you might need 2,000 to 5,000 IU daily for a few months. For maintenance, 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily is often enough. But don't guess. Adjust your dose based on your blood test results. And always take D3 with a meal that contains fat. It's a fat-soluble vitamin and needs dietary fat for proper absorption. Also consider pairing it with vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium into bones and out of arteries, preventing potential side effects from excess D3. By combining these 3 strategies, smart sun exposure, D3-rich foods, and well-dosed supplements, you can reclaim energy, support your bones, and strengthen your immune system. Up next, we'll explore how vitamin D3 impacts specific conditions like osteoporosis, heart disease, and brain health, especially after 50. Vitamin D3 isn't just a single-function vitamin. After age 50, it becomes a key player in multiple systems that begin to weaken with time. Let's break down how D3 supports the 5 most vulnerable areas in the aging body. 1. Bone strength and fracture prevention. By far, the most well-known role of vitamin D3 is in bone health, and for good reason. D3 helps the body absorb calcium from food, then direct that calcium into your bones where it belongs. Without enough D3, your body absorbs far less calcium, even if your diet is rich in it. And when your bones don't get the calcium they need, they weaken. This leads to osteopenia, osteoporosis, and an increased risk of fractures. For adults over 50, particularly postmenopausal women, the risk of hip and spine fracture skyrockets. Maintaining healthy D3 levels has been shown to reduce fracture risk by up to 33% in older adults. 2. Heart health and arterial protection. Your cardiovascular system also relies heavily on D3. Low D3 levels are linked to higher blood pressure, increased arterial stiffness, and a greater risk of heart attacks and strokes. One key mechanism is how D3 affects the renin-angiotensin system, which helps regulate blood pressure. When D3 is low, this system can go into overdrive, causing hypertension. Vitamin D3 also helps reduce chronic inflammation, a silent driver of heart disease. And remember that combo we mentioned earlier, D3 and K2? Together, they help guide calcium into your bones and out of your arteries, reducing the risk of dangerous arterial calcification. 3. Brain function and memory support. As we age, many people worry about mental clarity, focus, and memory. Vitamin D3 plays a surprising but powerful role here too. It helps regulate neurotransmitters, supports the growth of nerve cells, and protects the brain from oxidative stress. Studies have found that low D3 levels are associated with greater risk of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. In fact, in some studies, seniors with low D3 had significantly faster memory loss compared to those with optimal levels. Supplementing D3, especially alongside omega-3s and B vitamins, can support long-term brain health and sharper cognition. 4. Immune system resilience. Your immune system becomes less efficient with age, a process known as immunosenescence. But vitamin D3 acts like a master switch for immune cells, especially T cells, your body's first line of defense. Without D3, these cells stay dormant, unable to attack viruses or bacteria. Optimal D3 levels are associated with fewer colds, shorter illness durations, and lower risk of chronic infections. During flu season, or during any time of elevated health risk, this vitamin becomes a crucial part of your immune toolkit. It even helps regulate autoimmune responses, calming overactive immune systems that might attack healthy tissue. 5. Mood and emotional balance. Yes, vitamin D3 even affects how you feel. Low levels of D3 are strongly linked to depressive symptoms, irritability, and low energy, especially in older adults. Why? Because D3 plays a role in the production of serotonin, a key neurotransmitter that regulates mood. Some researchers now refer to D3 as a neurosteroid, meaning it acts like a hormone in the brain. Supplementing D3 has shown promise in improving mood, reducing seasonal affective disorder, and boosting overall well-being. While it's not a replacement for professional mental health care, keeping D3 levels in check is one easy, powerful step toward emotional resilience. Together, these 5 systems, bones, heart, brain, immunity, and mood, paint a clear picture. Vitamin D3 is not optional after 50. It's essential. It affects how you move, how you think, how you feel, and how long you thrive. You've seen how vital vitamin D3 is. Now the question becomes, which supplement should you choose? And how do you use it properly? First, always go with vitamin D3 cholecalciferol, not D2. D3 is the natural form your body makes from sunlight, and it's much more effective at raising and maintaining your blood levels. Second, check the dosage. Many multivitamins only contain 400 IU of D3, which is far too low for older adults. For people over 50, most experts recommend 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily for maintenance, up to 5,000 IU daily if you're deficient, but only under medical supervision. Always take your D3 with a meal that contains healthy fats. Why? Because D3 is fat-soluble, meaning it needs dietary fat to be absorbed properly. Taking it on an empty stomach or with black coffee, you're wasting it. And here's a crucial tip. If you're taking D3 long-term, pair it with vitamin K2, -7 Malawian Quatches form. K2 helps direct calcium into your bones and away from arteries and soft tissues, reducing your risk of calcification. Avoid megadoses unless prescribed, and recheck your blood levels every 6 to 12 months to fine-tune your needs. With the right form, the right dose, and the right timing, vitamin D3 becomes one of the simplest, safest, and most powerful daily habits for healthy aging. So, how do you know if you're running low on vitamin D3? The truth is, many people over 50 are. Especially those who spend little time in the sun, have darker skin, live in northern climates, or wear sunscreen daily. But here's the tricky part. D3 deficiency can be silent for years until more serious symptoms appear. That's why it's essential to recognize early signs, even subtle ones. Common signs of low vitamin D3 include persistent fatigue, especially in the morning, frequent colds, flu, or slow recovery from infections, muscle weakness or aching joints, lower back pain or bone tenderness, low mood, irritability, or brain fog, difficulty sleeping or restless nights, hair thinning or poor wound healing. If any of these feel familiar, it's worth getting a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test, the gold standard for checking your D3 status. This simple test can be done at any clinic and gives you a number to work with. Here's what the results mean. Below 20 nanograms per milliliter equals deficiency. You need to act. 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter equals insufficient. Consider increasing your intake. 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter equals optimal for most people. 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter equals ideal for immune and bone protection. Once you start supplementing, retest in 3 to 6 months. You'll often notice improvements even before then: better energy, fewer colds, clearer thinking. Keep a journal to track subtle shifts in your health, especially during seasonal changes. Remember, vitamin D3 isn't a quick fix, it's a long game. But over time, its effects are powerful, measurable, and often life-changing. By now, you've seen just how deeply vitamin D3 impacts your life after 50. It's not just about bones, it's your heart, brain, immunity, even your mood. And the benefits build over time. The key is consistency. You don't need to wait for a health scare to take action. Making vitamin D3 part of your daily routine is one of the simplest, most cost-effective steps you can take for healthy aging. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once and expect perfect dental health forever. You do it every day, because that's how you protect what matters. The same goes for D3. Whether it's a tiny soft gel, a liquid drop, or even time in the sun, you're investing in your bones, your memory, your resilience. And the payoff? More energy, fewer illnesses, greater independence, and ultimately a longer, healthier, fuller life, the kind of life you deserve. You've learned the facts. You understand the risks. And now it's time to act. The next step is simple but powerful. Schedule a vitamin D blood test. Don't guess. Don't wait. Know your number. Once you know your D3 level, you'll have clarity. You'll know if you're doing well or if your body's been quietly calling for help. And if you're already supplementing, fantastic. But make sure it's the right form, right dose, and taken the right way. That's how you protect your heart, your mind, your bones, and your future. Don't let something so preventable become a problem. A few cents a day, a few minutes of sunlight, a simple routine. That's all it takes to build a better tomorrow. So don't just close this video and forget. Pick one step today. Check your level, talk to your doctor, or start supplementing. Your future self will thank you. It's never too late to take control of your health. And it's never too early to protect your future. Vitamin D3 may seem like just another supplement on a shelf. But for millions over 50, it's a life-changing tool. A quiet protector working behind the scenes to keep your body strong, your mind clear, and your energy vibrant. If you're ready to feel better, live stronger, and age with confidence, let this be your moment. Small steps, taken consistently, create powerful change. So whether it's checking your D level, adding D3 to your routine, or simply spending a few more minutes in the morning sun, you're doing something for you. And if this message helped you, share it with someone you care about, a friend, a parent, a partner. Because health is better when we build it together. You deserve a life full of vitality, strength, and joy. And today that life begins.